Hi, stock market learners. So welcome to this video. I'm a momentum investor, right? I've been practicing momentum investing for many years now. And I've been teaching momentum investing to all of you who have been part of my learning journey. When I say learning journey, I've been learning about momentum for many years now. In fact, to be precise, 2013, when I decided to move out of intraday trading and active trading, I became more of a passive trader. And from 2014 onwards, I started my journey of passive trading. I started with swing trading and then I graduated to become a momentum investor. Now, I've built my entire ecosystem around me, be it my learning journey, be it my tool which I've developed, StockEdge, everything is specialized on momentum investing. And if you guys are looking forward to become a momentum investor or a trader or looking forward to build a alternate portfolio for momentum investing, I think this ecosystem, StockEdge ecosystem, is the perfect ecosystem. And in this video, I'll tell you why I believe we are the right people for you to become part of us. So let's start with the presentation we have made right in front of you. So momentum edge with StockEdge. This is the concept which I want to park in your mind. That if you are looking for momentum investing or trading, whatever you want to call it, momentum edge is required. And StockEdge ecosystem has that edge which is predominantly meant for people who want to trade momentum in market. So the core is ride this strength, not the stories. There are many stories which is floating around in market all the time. The stories could be from TV, could be from your neighbor, could be from your friend. Everyone has stock idea to give to you. But have you really thought that whether we should actually put our money in those stock ideas? Or every stock ideas, is it worth me putting my hard-earned money in every idea which is coming from every corner? The answer is no. So if we can identify the process of evaluating each and every stock idea and participate only when the idea needs to be participated, I think we will be a winner. So momentum is not just about identifying stocks where activity is there, but it is also about making a framework which will lead you to evaluate whether that stock idea is worthy of putting your money or not. Okay. Why are we talking about momentum so much these days? I mean, last 10 years, there is upsurge of interaction about momentum. In fact, if you look at the Google trend, momentum term is used more in last 10 years than in probably last 20, 25 years because there is a massive disruption everywhere, because the quantitative easing, which is basically pump of money in financial market, has been there for many years now, because AI is leading to something new which is unknown, and everyone think that today what it is there may not be remaining in the same form in future. So better we exit when the relevance is concluded. So basically, momentum investing gives equal weightage to both entry and exit, whereas value investing, which is long-term investing, which Mr. Charlie Munger, Warren Buffett, everyone has taught us, is basically entry, and entry. More weightage is given to entry, lesser weightage is given to exit, whereas in momentum, equal weightage is given to both entry and exit. When I was studying momentum investing in my early 2013 plus years, I came across a lot of literature, books, thesis paper, etc. And I came across these two scientists, which I have studied about them during my school time, but I found more relevance of their studies in my recent times. Newton talked about this very important concept that every object in a state of uniform motion tend to remain in that motion for a long period of time till something, an opposite force comes and stop that object remain in the motion. Very, very important law which is practiced in momentum study. Then Mr. Einstein, and he talked about the theory of relativity, which I again adopted. There is no absolute frame of reference. Every time you measure an object's velocity or its momentum and how it experiences time, it's always in relation to something else. So when I was framing my own model of momentum, I studied these two people, I adopted these models and incorporated my own model, which I want to present it right now. So, Einstein gave us this very famous formula of E is equal to mc square. And if I want to apply that in equity market, I can use it like this. Equity price is equal to momentum into compounding. And compounding word I'm using here from earning perspective, that if the company is earning money, and earning money is a compounding, right? Company makes profit, that profit gets deployed into the business, again makes profit out of that profit. So it's actually the business is a compounding machine, right? So the real benefit of equity market comes when there is momentum plus compounding of earning which is seen. So E is equal to MC square. That's the core of my thought process. It's just that I've tried to apply this into stock market and use this formula for myself, which is E is equal to momentum into compounding. Now, this is a slide which I share everywhere, and I strongly believe in this, that finally it's the race and we need to participate in the race and pick the right car. When you're talking about the right car, which car is going to win? I mean, think about it. Which car is going to win? The one which is in the forefront is going to win. And when you have to mathematically calculate that, how do you define that a car is in a forefront? Is basically the distance between the first car and the second car defines whether the first car is in a forefront or not. And if the distance is same or is increasing, that means the first car is at a rapid pace. If the distance is reducing, that means there is something wrong with this first car. And the second is the speedometer of the car, whether the speed is good enough inside the car, and the car will continue to remain in momentum because the speedometer, which is the relative strength index which I follow, is good enough to maintain in that car. Now, let me think from your perspective and talk from your perspective now, that what kind of market participant you are and what is the minimum number of hours which is expected from you to be there in the market. Number one, are you a super active market participant? If you are, that means you are investing 25 hours a week into the market directly or indirectly. All right. Typically, you are a full-time market participant if you are giving so much time into the market. If you're an active market participant, that means you're giving 10 hours to 25 hours a week, right? Active means your conscious mind as well as your subconscious mind is there in the market all the time. If you're a passive market participant, that means you are involved in something else. It could be a study, it could be a job, it could be a business, but you're using market to make additional income. You need to spend at least 1 hour to 10 hours a week in the market, upside of 1 hour. I mean, not 1 hour practically, but more than 5-6 hours actually. And if you're a super passive participant who doesn't have time at all and who relies on other methods of making money from market, but you still need to give 15 minutes a week, right? Otherwise, if you don't look at what's happening with the money, your money will also stop looking at you. Right? So typically, these are the category of market participant. Now you have to decide which category you belong to, right? Because until as you know which category you belong to, you will not be able to take advantage of anything. I mean, advantage of stock market, advantage of this beautiful ecosystem we have created. Now, let me give you an understanding of the advantage which this ecosystem has, the advantage for each category of market participant, and what do we have in offering. For a super active market participant, StockEdge Analytics, which is premium and pro version of StockEdge, is tremendous. StockEdge Club, where constant stock ideas discussion, constant query resolution, constant strategies, derivative strategies is there parked inside the StockEdge Club. I'll show you that. Active market participant, StockEdge Club is very relevant. StockEdge Scans, where you can get a ready-made scan, where you can create your own customized scan. Scan is a method of identifying stocks, and those method actually is useful for you to invest or trade in that particular stock. And StockEdge Momentum Score, particularly the 1 month momentum score. If you're an active market participant, you want to enter and exit stock on a regular basis. So that's why 1 month momentum score is very important. If you're a passive market participant, then StockEdge Scans is again important, because scans you can customize based on the kind of participant you are. If you are more passive and less active, then you use more fundamental parameters. And if you are more active, then you use more price-based parameters than fundamental. And StockEdge Momentum Scores 3 months and 6 months is the relevance. And if you're a super passive market participant who can only give 15 minutes a week to the market, then StockEdge Investment Smallcases are perfect structure for you to participate in the market. And let me show you all the things which we have built for you, for your advantage. Okay. Number one, If you are a super active market participant, there are a lot of outputs inside StockEdge which is very relevant. Things like trending stocks where you get to see new stock ideas. Things like 52-week high stocks, 52-week low stocks, high stock, all-time high stocks, all-time low stocks. These are typically stocks which are to be played for active. Like active for me is 2 hourly chart. So if you are an active market participant and the stock where you are putting in money is showing breakout in a 2 hourly chart, and on a daily chart it is showing strength, then you would like to participate in this stock irrespective of what market is doing, because your typical target is for around 10%, 12% movement in that stocks. So there are utilities inside StockEdge. I mean, you need to learn, and that's why we all are here to teach you. There are utilities inside StockEdge which are meant for active market participant. Like for example, I'll give you one more example: chart pattern. Now, chart pattern are typically the patterns which has a historical record, and possibly it will get repeated in future. Like in Z Entertainment, okay, there is a pattern which has emerged, and the stock has actually given a good hint of a good movement from here. But since the momentum score is 1 month is still yellow, I will not participate in the stock. Let's see some other stock and see if there is a pattern here and the momentum score is also supporting the pattern. I may like to participate. So these are learnings which is relevant for active market participant, and you need to give significant time in market to take the full benefit out of this data points which is available inside StockEdge. If you don't have analytics mind frame, and if you are say relying on quality analysts who are doing the analytics work for you, then as I said, StockEdge Social, which is part of StockEdge Club subscription, is there, where constant query resolution, trade ideas, investment ideas, which is relevant for your active market participation, is getting discussed here with SEBI registered professionals. So what you can do is you can just become part of StockEdge Club, and you will get access to all the analytics of StockEdge, including Pro Premium, and also you get entry inside this premium community called StockEdge Social. Okay. If you're a passive market participant, then I recommend people that have your own list of stocks which you want to track, or your portfolio where you have these stocks, right? Say for example, these are the portfolio, these are the watch lists I'm tracking, and say for example, the primary watch list which I'm tracking, okay? And look at the scores here. And if the score is green, you may like to participate in the stock. If the score is red, you may like to exit the stock. If the score is yellow, you will like to review the stocks. I mean, it's like a traffic light. Yellow means review, green means keep buying, hold it, red means sell. Like for example, in CDSL, the score right now is yellow, yellow, yellow. That means I don't have to do anything till I get a concrete momentum hint, which is green. This passive market participation is like a weekend trading. You do your homework in the weekend, and wherever you see stocks where momentum is emerging, you would like to participate. You can put an alert, and whenever the price breakout happens, you would like to participate. So that's like a passive market participation, a weekend participation for people who don't have time but still can give 1 hour to 10 hours a week into the market. Okay. And finally, if you don't have time at all, and if you still want to play the momentum book, then StockEdge momentum investment cases are perfect ones for you, which are hosted here. So if you go to investment cases, and if you go inside after logging into the StockEdge, you see the performance of these investment cases. Very good risk profile, but producing decent return over above return from the respective indices. Like you see NSE N200 investment case has given good return, N50 has given good return, and these are with only 15 minutes of your engagement in a week, you can generate return which is better than probably the market return. So people who don't have time at all but still want to do momentum investing, StockEdge momentum investment cases are actually a very good options for all of you. Friends, this entire ecosystem we have built with lots of love, lots of caring, and lots of consideration of you. If you want to do things based on your own desire and your own strength, then I think this is the perfect ecosystem for you. But if you are dependent, want to be dependent on other people, tip providers, then there are many tip providers in the society and you can fix yourself with them. And finally what will happen? They will make money. You will not end up making money. And the whole exercise of empowering you is not just about making money. It's also about preparing you for things which you should do, which should be of your advantage. So join StockEdge family. All I can say, we have been building this for over 10 years now, and I can tell you for sure that every day, every hour, every moment, we just have one agenda: to empower you more and more so that you become a truly empowered, independent market participant. So become part of Momentum Edge by with StockEdge. Thank you. Bye. Take care. Jai Hind.